Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Can you hear me well? Everything okay before I start this? No static, nothing like that. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Is it Tiana? T. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Polly. Hi, Polly. Hi, Tammy. I'm going to start. Here we go. So, welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you guys for coming back. My name is Cindy. I am at Simply Cindy. I am a psychic medium. I have lots of tools in my basket. Astrology is something that is my passion. I love. Uh, I'm already channeling. Sorry if you've never seen me before. I'll like look to the side and kind of go off, and I'm starting to channel. So welcome everyone. Thank you again for coming out tonight. I thought so. I've been doing chart readings for the last 2 nights, and I thought, well, let's do it again because we've had so much fun. I enjoy doing chart readings as I channel. It's just something that I do because I'm a medium. That's kind of the way I do things. So I thought, well, since everybody's up in a roar, I guess, hoopla, whatever, of this Aries full moon, because I already did the Aries full moon like 2 weeks ago. Like I already did the video. It's been out. Nobody saw it, but I did it 2 weeks ago. But I thought I'm over exaggerating when I said nobody saw it. I meant only my group saw it. Um, but I figured, well, let's look at when I look at charts tonight, I'm gonna focus a little bit on the Aries full moon. And as I'm looking at it, I can see why astrologers are saying that there's action needs to be taken. Well, first of all, because it's Aries. Secondly, because it's conjunct this Chiron. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see that. Um, First, because it's Aries, right? Aries takes action. Aries is the leader. Aries will just go, right? We have the North Node in Aries, which we have been dealing with. So that is this new portal that we've moved through, this new energy that we've moved through, this new way of life that we've moved through, right? And then we have Chiron here, and I've explained over the last couple of days. My group already knows, but if you've never seen me, my group already knows. Chiron is the physical wound, but it's like the wound that you don't heal, the wound that will continue to ache. You won't heal from it. Um, but you learn to work with it, and then as you master it working with it, you help others with it, right? So explain a little bit. I'll give you an example of it a little later. Anyway, so it's conjunct the moon, but I'm looking here and I'm seeing that it is sextile and semi-sextile, right? So it's sextile Jupiter, and if you guys remember, sextiles to me are opportunities, but you have to take an action, right? And this is a semi-sextile with Uranus. We talked about Uranus 2 days ago, 3 days ago. But it's a more subtle energy. Even though Uranus is not subtle, it's more subtle to you. So the way I'm thinking about it is if you don't pay attention, Uranus is going to mess with you. Like he's going to flip it. I explained about Uranus and how he exactly what Uranus does, how he is, what he's doing lately, who he's talking to. He's talking to everybody, right? He's got a semi sextile with Chiron and with the moon, which means he is trying to give you your independence and your freedom. And in Aries, that's what Aries wants, independence and freedom. And with the full moon, it's about closure. And also, you can look at the full moon as the sun illuminating on the moon and the moon reflecting back parts of you that you don't normally see in Aries. That makes sense? So I kind of thought, well, let me look at this. Let me sort of look at this tonight and go over it again. So when I do with, so we'll do a couple charts, and I'll see what I see in the new moon, in the new moon, in the full moon, in the full moon. Yeah, there's all these. Look at all these sextiles. Look at all that green. Sextile, 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 sextile. When you're seeing a chart like that, that's why all the astrologers are like, you gotta take an action. You gotta do something, right? There's all this opportunity, but there's all this red too, right? So opposition, squares, opposition, squares, opposition, squares, right? Which means you can get it's right now it's a little chaotic, with a few gifts that drop in your lap. But these are on an emotional level. Remember, we're dealing with this trine. See this blue right here? This trine, right? And then there's a trine here. So if the sun sees it correctly, what the moon is trying to shine, and you're feeling and doing your uh Taina. Thank you. Taina. Thank you. Um if you're taking the action that's necessary, keeping the boundaries, and really trusting yourself and looking at yourself, like you come first. The same thing that I was telling Stephanie last night. If y'all were here last night, you have to come first right now. You have to take these actions, and when you do, come first, right? This trine, emotional trine, right? That means any emotion, but what is it going to be? These are gifts that land in your lap, and you don't really have to do anything. This is kind of your destiny, um, for these things that you're doing, right? But I kind of want to look at people's charts and see what we can see. We'll see what we get, right? Look at this opposition. We talked about this last night. This Venus, she's been really talking to me, what, over the last month? And she's at 29 degrees. There's something closing out here in Scorpio, the rising Phoenix. Yeah. Look at this, 29, 29, 27, 26, 24. I'll take 22, 24. So you guys know, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I say, from my experience, from my dealings, from my charts that I read and people that I see, when planets are 22, really 23, but some can do it at 22, that's when they begin to express what they're really trying to express in that sign at that time, right? So I'll give you an example. Like, let's just say Venus was at 1 degree, like Venus moves into Sagittarius, right? It's going to move 1 degree. So at 1 degree, it's going to be like, yeah, I get. But then when it gets to like 23 degrees, it's really going to express what it needs to express from 23 on, right? So I'm seeing 29, which is the critical degree, which is the ending, right? This is ending Pluto, ending Venus. These are gearing up to end. She goes back and forth. Neptune goes back and forth. 27, 28, 29. She'll go back and forth. She's going to dip in here. She's going to come back. She's going to dip. She's going to come back. She likes to move like this, right? So there's some endings, beginnings, endings, beginnings, endings, beginnings, right? 24 degrees. This is, if I said they like to express themselves at 23 degrees, 22 and on, 24 degrees means she's going to express herself, right? 24 degrees sun, 24 degrees moon, 26 degrees, even though they're retrograde, 26 degrees, they're expressing themselves. 22 I'll take. But really, when he goes 23, he's going to really express. So y'all think y'all are dealing with people with anger issues, with emotional breakdowns, with crying, with, I don't know, pissy fits. That's a Texas word, by the way. Pissy fits. Anyway, You think that's been happening so far? Wait till she goes 20. Wait till he goes 23. Okay. So when I'm looking at the chart, I'm like, yeah, we got some stuff going on. This is why I love astrology because they're speaking to you in different ways. There's a big story here. It just takes forever for me to explain that story and the conversations that they are having because it's an ongoing story, which is why we started doing this a week ago, over a week ago. I wanted to check in with each of the planets. We are in retrograde season. We will be in retrograde season until February of 2025. I had began this in March of 2024 when I was like, oh my God, we're about to go in retrograde season and it ain't even going to stop till February. Like we have a planet every month either going in retrograde or being in retrograde. And then I said during the winter, fall winter is when we get those heavy 3, 4, 5 planets in retrograde, right? And they all behave differently. They don't behave the same when they're retrograde. And that's why I wanted to check in with the planet. I'm explaining what it is. You'll have to check out my other lives. And by the way, when I did the full moon Aries, I've got that in the description box here. Okay. So, Pam, how are you? Hello from Wisconsin. Let's see. Taina. First time with you. I don't know dime of the terminology, but so far what you're saying is making sense on things I've been hearing and seeing. Thank you so much for coming in, even though you don't understand. Stick around. I teach it. I don't even teach. I guess I do teach. I say it in a very different way. Let me explain this to you. Um, because I'm a medium, I see it in a very unique way. These planets, the stars, the universe, Mother Earth, they all talk to me. That's what I am. I'm a translator. Okay. That's what I call myself. People call me medium. I call myself a translator. I'm just able to translate energies, right? Through different languages. And so to me, the planets and the houses and the way the universe, to me, these planets are characters and they have personalities. So you'll hear me say that. It's a very unique way of seeing it. I see this. I will explain this again. I know that those of you who've been with me know this about me, but I will just bear with me. I'm trying to explain to those because that's why I started doing this. I started doing this because there are people that are interested, but they're like, I don't even know the questions to ask. I don't even know what the hell she's talking about. What the hell is an orb? What the hell is a conjunction? What the hell does this mean? Like, I don't even know what to ask, right? And I've done this for a long time where I would tell my friends, my clients, my cousins here. I'm very close to my cousins. My cousins, my daughter, anybody their characters for me. I would be talking about what the planet's saying to them. And they were like, you gotta teach it this way. And so, anyway, that's why I'm doing it because I know, because all of them would tell me, even my clients, I don't know a thing about astrology, but the way that you're saying it makes sense, right? So that's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it that way because I want you to learn. I'm doing it because I do it that way. I automatically see them this way. They talk to me this way. I know that sounds crazy, but it's not the language that we have. It's a resonance, right? And as a medium, I can translate it. Okay. So sometimes they'll let me go and have this really deep conversation with them. Sometimes they're like in my face, like I've told y'all the last month, Venus has been in my face, and I'm like, what the hell? What's wrong with you? Anyway, so thank you for coming. Thank you for saying that. For those of you that don't understand, you'll get it. Just stick around, I promise. They're going to come to life for you. They have been for everybody, okay? Because they want you to know that they are alive, right? And I'm just able to translate that. And then as you're seeing this, you're like, oh yeah, she said this was going on, and this is how it is, and blah blah blah, right? I'm hoping that that helps you guys in a way. But what I was going to say before I went off on a tangent, to me, it's almost like they're all sitting at a dinner table at a dinner party where you're the guest of honor. Okay. So you're the guest of honor at this dinner table. To me, this is like a dinner table. Okay. And all these planets they're sitting at the dinner table in honor of you. And they're all talking about you. Right. And so some of them are close together and they're talking. So this is a point. This is not a planet. So Saturn and Neptune are talking to each other. Chiron and the moon are talking to each other. And you can see they're right close to each other. So when you're at the dinner table and you're at a dinner party and you're talking to somebody next to you, you can hear the person and the person can hear you and you don't have to yell, neither do they. And it's very clear, right? But just say, I'm trying to see. Let's just say Uranus. This is what, and this, when they're talking to each other, when they're close together, and I'll do 5 orbs. I like my orbs at 3. And orbs just mean they're this much apart. They're a degree apart, right? So if it's 3 orbs, they're 3 degrees. Okay. That's all that means. Okay. So 24 degrees, 21 degrees, right? These are minutes. These are degrees. So this is 3 degrees, right? That means they're having a really good conversation. They can understand they're working together. And what are they working at? They're talking about you. How are they going to help you? They have their own talents to be able to help you, right? You can think of yourself as the head of the table or in the center of the table, right? This is the table. But Uranus is trying to help you, and so is Venus, and it's almost like they're yelling across the table to me. Now, this sounds weird, but this is the way I've always seen it. It's almost like Venus is like, we need them to work on their boundaries. And Uranus is like, what? What did you say? And all Uranus is hearing is boundaries didn't work. So sometimes it gets confusing. So you can have like this push and pull. They're both trying to work for you and make it easier for you or make you understand part of your soul that wanted to grow in this, but they can't hear each other very well. Does that make sense? So they're trying to work together, but they're not working together, right? They're trying to work together, but it's hard to work together, but they can do it, right? Where if they're in the next sign, they're not, it's almost like having somebody sit between you and you can kind of hear what that person on the other side of that somebody is saying to you, but you can kind of hear, but you can't hear all of it. And maybe you want to say something to that person because maybe you heard something that they didn't like, that you didn't like, but maybe they said something completely different. It's almost like it's off. You're like, what? Did I hear that right? Right? So each of those are called aspects, right? Anyway, I just want to kind of explain that's how I see it. They're all talking about you. So in this particular chart, they're talking about the world. They're talking about you. When I do a transit, I will take your natal chart, which is your birth chart, and your birth chart or your natal chart, I'm going to explain it very simple. It's almost as if the moment you were born, the universe took a picture and said, here's your roadmap. This is where all the planets are. This is a roadmap. It's up to you because you have free will. But these are the energies and how they're going to work with you in your life. And it's your roadmap. That's all a natal chart is. It just means where the planets, the stars were, the asteroids were at the moment of your birth. Right? A transiting chart that's your natal chart, your birth chart, right? A transiting chart just means where they are today or where they are in the date that I put, right? Because let's just say, I'll just use me. I was born May 31st, 1969, right? Obviously, the planets and the stars and the asteroids are not in the same place that they were in 1969. So if I put October 16th or 17th, depending on where you are in the world, that's going to lay over where my chart is. And then we can tell where the planets were at my birth and where the planets are now. And then we work from there. That's a transit. Does that make sense? All that makes sense to you guys? Does that help? Hi, Ellen. How are you? Throw a card. Confusion is doing multiple division all at once. Back in the day, we had to do that, right? Chance. But honestly, now that we've got programs, we don't have to do that. Because we have programs and such good programs, all I have to do is look and then allow myself to channel, and then they'll talk to me, right? Um, and I can see stuff in your chart. This is why, because I've said this, but for you new ones, as a medium, I can translate and I can tell you what I see and feel, what they tell me, right? As a hypnotherapist, because that's what I do, I can put you under and you can see. But one of my modalities that I love is astrology. And the reason I love it is because I can show you what they're telling me. I can show you where it's at. And some people need that. Some people need the visual, right? So I love astrology for that reason. And there's so many layers. And honestly, just get the basics for you new people. Just get the basics. Because you can do layer upon layer upon layer upon layer and different, like you can do whole houses, whole signs, Placidus, blah, 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 da, da, da. Are we ancient history or modern, blah, 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 or Aurora or blah, 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 or Rory, whatever. All kinds of ones, right? Just my honest opinion, because I picked this up I've told you guys, it was either 5, 6, or 7 when I picked this up, when I picked astrology up. This has been like my life's journey. But it's not everybody's life's journey, and you don't need to make it your life journey. You just need the basics. That's why I'm telling you I'm giving you some verbiage. I'm giving you some terminology. But I'm probably not the one that's going to give you the exact terminology that everybody uses. I'll say it, but then I'll be like, this is how I see it, right? So I'll tell you what orbs are, but this is what I mean. It's just how much apart they are, the degrees, okay? So, I'm wrapped up in a blankie, eating soup, kind of sort of sitting up right now. Oh no, Ellen, I hope you feel better. There are at least 7 schools of astrology. Yeah, it's like, and I mean, you could do Vedic astrology, which that takes like 5 lifetimes. I mean, there are people that from birth are trained, that's going to be their whole life, is just to learn Vedic astrology, right? You're not going to miss anything if you don't learn all of them, right? Just stick to one that resonates with you, right? And then I have my own way. I have my own way of doing it. I have I have a different, unique perspective. But I'm also my past, so my background is medical field and then research, right? So I'm used to investigating. I'm used to researching. I'm used to studying. I am a student of life. And so what I do is I'll study the heck out of everything and then just sort of bring my own way in to do it, right? Fellow Gemini. Yep, exactly. Esoteric astrology. Yeah, I mean, I guess to put a name on it, it's just no labels. No labels. I had too many labels growing up. I had too many labels in my career. I don't want labels. I'm just me. That's why my channel is called Simply Cindy, right? Do I have the credentials and the labels? Absolutely. But I don't even use them because I don't care. That's not where we're at. I don't want people to approach me because they're like, "Oh, she's got a doctorate in this and a master's in this." Who cares? Who cares? All that shit doesn't matter. What matters is, can you do you enjoy what you're doing, and are people understanding, right? Do you resonate? Do you resonate together? And that's what I'm doing. It's like, if you understand, if you resonate, you resonate. If you don't, you don't. You know. Uh, Ellen says he stopped and bought me the soup on the way home from work, then heated up and even got me juice. Do we have a cold? Unlabeled astrology. How about yeah, unlabeled astrology, I guess. Yeah, I'm not even gonna label it. It's just me, Simply Cindy, right? Simply Cindy. Okay, so I hope that explains to those new ones, the ones that are gonna see later. I hope that explains myself. I explained myself to you. I'm going to say it very quirky. I am an Aquarius rising. I am a Gemini sun, and I am a Sagittarius moon. So Aquarius rising, you will see it. I'm very unique. I have a different perspective. I'm not going to say what a lot of the other astrologers are going to say. Just not going to do it. Sometimes I'll say something that they've said, but I don't know. I don't check on it. So I just do it my way. I'm a medium, and that's kind of how I do it, right? Hardcore. Well, I, for one, you are you, Cindy. Yes. Yes, I am. So, Ellen, I'm sorry that you are not feeling well. Polly and Chance, how's the flood? How's the flooding going? Did you guys get that fixed? And by the way, the high was 65 today. I was so happy. Triple Gemini sun, you will see it. Yeah, exactly. You'll see if my Sag moon come out. Oh no, it wasn't fixed. um, yeah, when I was younger, you could see a lot of my Gemini. I think a lot of people see a lot of my Aquarius now. Let's just say for a while, people were seeing a lot of my Aquarius, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so sick of myself. And I think for a long time I'd been trying to find my Gemini and my Sag, and I think I found them. I think they're finally free to come out. Because y'all know how Aquarians are. My Aquarian side did not want to let the other two come out. Like, my Aquarian side had had enough. But I was like, I need to find my playful side. I need to find my passion. I need to find it. I need to find it. No traveling. Exactly. No traveling there, said. The Aquarian was like, that's enough traveling, Sag. Enough. Calm down. And 3 years in, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sick of myself. I need to find my Gemini and my Sag. Gemini Sun, Venus, and Mercury. Sagittarius rising. Love it, Pam. Gemini Sun and Sag rising. Nice. With the Capricorn. Ooh, that's a nice combo. That's a really nice combo. Trying to find my Capricorn and Ox. Are you meaning like Taurus? No, waiting on a new water heater. The owner of this property has not approved it yet. He, uh, that's right. In Texas, it's different. Tell me more about, okay. Have you looked in the junk drawer, Cindy? Chance, I was looking everywhere. I found them. I'm back. Like, I shut that aquarium down. I outsmarted the aquarium, as the Geminis do. I know Aquarians don't want to hear that, but Geminis will outsmart you. They just will. Sorry. It's not the Sag that does it, it's the Gemini that does it. Because she comes from nowhere. You never see her coming. And then she makes logical sense, and that's how you change it. Trust me, Chance, I was looking everywhere. Hey, Brittany, how are you? I hope everything's good with you, Brittany. I was thinking about you the other day. Yeah, that triple Gemini is like, ha ha ha. Yep, exactly. I used to have the secret as to, I don't want to say that. I was going to say because I had the unfortunate, but it wasn't unfortunate. I attract a lot of Aquarians, and I attract a lot of Leos, right? Which is like opposite, right? They're the opposite. I attract Aquarians and I attract the Leos in romance. We'll say I now honestly, it's not just in romance. I attract them out and about too, friendship, partnerships, anything like that, business partners. Like I attract a lot of that, which is why I don't date anymore. Oh, I shut that down. Hey, Polly says, "Hey, I have the Aquarius moon. I know. Listen, I'm not saying Aquarians are bad. I'm just saying I got sick of them for a while. I got sick of myself. I got sick of my Aquarian self for a while. Trust me, I'm a 25-degree Aquarian. I'm heavy, heavy Aquarian. I'm all right. Thanks for asking. I hope you're well too. I'm doing so well. I'm doing really well. Me too, Cindy. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. I shut it down. I was like, I don't want that around. Go away. But anyway, my secret was, I knew how to change their mind without them knowing I knew how to change their mind. And back in our Periscope days, when we used to do a lot of Periscope, I think I've told that secret before of how to change an Aquarian's mind without him knowing or her knowing. Oh, brother, you got a double whammy with Chance and I. I know. Well, why do you think we were on the phone for so long? It's not like I don't like Aquarians and Leo. It's just I got tired of them for a while, right? So I just shut it down. I'm like, seriously, I need a Capricorn. I need a Taurus. I need a Virgo. I need a grounding force. I did not want another fire or another air. I'm a 28-degree Capricorn. Yes, love it. So I dated a lot of Leos and Aquarians before my husband. Then I was with my husband for 20 years. Then he crossed over and started attracting again Leos and Geminis. I mean, Leos and Aquarians. Let me say this. I attract all signs, right? Because I'm a Gemini. So Gemini, I'm sorry, Geminis just do. They can work with every sign, right? Um, but I would only like get a. I don't even know how to describe it because it's not like real serious. Because you get, it's hard to explain. I have an Aquarius ascending who does not want to commit, or it's not that I don't want to commit. I know how to commit. I was committed for 20 years. I have an Aquarius ascending who does not want to be tied down. I have a Sag moon who does not want to be tied down. I have a Gemini sun who does not want to be tied down. So the second, and I am psychic and a medium. So the second I meet somebody and I know it's going to be serious, I know this is going to sound so bad, but this is why I don't even date anymore. The second I know it's going to be serious, I'm probably not like everybody else where they're happy because they have those feelings. I'm like, shit, now I can't go play anymore. That sounds so bad, I know. Yeah, exactly. Pam says I just keep attracting a bunch of losers. No, I attract really, really good men. When I did, honestly, I haven't dated since before the pandemic. I haven't dated in a while. I haven't dated because I just want to shut it all down. My Gemini hubby got all Earth signs. Me, Virgo, oldest. So I meant what I meant to say back then is like my husband was a Capricorn. Like I need the grounding force. It is so fun. Leos and me will laugh forever. Can go on adventures. We travel. We blah blah blah. Great luxury, beauty, like top resorts, private airplanes. Blah 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 blah. Virgos are really good at romance. For me, this is my take. Okay, Virgos know how to give gifts, and they are very good at romance. Leos are very good at romance. Leos know how to date. They really, really do. They will take you on the best dates, the best places, the best food, the best entertainment, the best, right? Aquarians know how to date because they will take you on very unique. And because I'm an Aquarius and a Gemini and a Sag, I'm like unique. Yes, I love that, right? But I have to give it to Virgos and Capricorns, um, and Leos for dating, right? I'm saying dating. I'm not saying serious. I'm saying dating. When I'm ready to get serious, if I ever decide to again, it's probably going to be an earth sign because I already know it grounds me. They can take my all my energy. They understand I'm not too much for them. In fact, they love it because they're like, I wish I was that. I wish I was like her, so carefree and always blah 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 and bubbly and up all hours of the night and can, like the great thing about a Leo or dating a Sag or dating somebody like that, they're all fire, right? It's like my Aries. It's like Stephanie. I know she and I could be call her at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, let's get in the car and go, and she would get in the car and go. That's fire. It goes with my fire. It goes with my air, right? Same when I'm dating. The Sag can be like, hey, get a bag. We're going for the weekend. And I'm like, yes, let's go. Right? That's all fun, but that's not a relationship relationship. I'm just talking about dating. I'm just talking about having fun, right? Relationship is a very different thing. I need a grounding force. I need a grounding force. I need somebody who can um, be there when it's not so nice. I need somebody who can stick it out, who understands, who um can get the good with the bad. And that's an earth sign. I'm sorry to say. They may not be the best at dating, but they're the best at the relationships for me. I so water signs want to hold me too tight. They want to hold me too tight. And then I can tell when they're not telling the truth because truth is so important to them, yet they hold the truth within themselves. That's my experience. Okay. So I'm like, no one. So Scorpios are too possessive. I cannot do Scorpios. No way. Love Scorpios as friends. My favorite cousin who has always had me under her wing. Some of you have met her on Discord. She's a Scorpio. Love her to death. She's my girl. That's my Scorpio, but I can't date them because they get too obsessed. I know it's gonna sound crazy. They get too obsessed with me. They're very possessive and they get too obsessed. Like I've had them show up at my job way back in the day. Way back in the day. I'm talking way back in the day. I've had them show up at like I was at a park with girlfriends. This was a long time ago. I was at a park with girlfriends and they showed up and they're like sneaking in the car and making sure I'm doing like all what? No. I've had them where I was in this is when I was in San Diego. Um they were so possessive. They were checking every club and I knew all the club GMs in San Diego. They were checking all the clubs to see if I was there. And the GMs were like, do not come out tonight. This guy's checking on you. Like they were obsessed. They can get really obsessed with me. So no Scorpios. Cancers are all full of. I know this is gonna sound bad. And it's not against cancers. This is just my dating. Cancers are full of it and are testing you the whole time until they decide that they're going to open their heart to you. And I'm just not about that. Okay. I've got Saturn. I don't want to be tested anymore. Don't be testing me. I'm true to my word. I'm too blunt. I mean what I say. That's just the way it is. So cancers make me mad because they'll test me. Truth is very special. Yeah. And Pisces, I'm talking about the males and my encounters with them. Okay. Pisces never tell you what they really want to tell you because I'm psychic and a medium. I already know they're lying to me. I already know it before they open their mouth. And it's not like they're doing it on purpose. It's because they don't even know. I need somebody who knows. I need an earth sign. I need somebody who knows. I'll probably end up with a Leo because I cannot see myself ending up with an Aquarius. I'll probably end up with a Leo. But I would like to end up with a Capricorn or a Taurus or a Virgo. That makes sense. They're in dreamland. Yeah. And then they'll blame me for their lie. I'm like, what? I'm the one telling the truth. You're the one lying. Yeah. I don't even know why we're talking about my dating thing. Just know I love earth signs. I love them. Like when I'm talking deep relationship, it's an earth sign. Beware of Leo. I know. I just told you I've dated a bunch of them. I know. I already know. Are you still doing full moon readings? Yes, I am. When we can get to it, I don't even know why we're talking about my love life that is non-existent. I mean, I have a love life, but that's my little baby, my grandbaby, and my daughter. That's like my love. Me building this whole thing. That's my love, right? Um, I had a husband for 20 years who crossed over. Very special man. We had our ups and our downs. As you can tell in 20 years, sure. Um, don't know that I'll have that again or something better. I have no idea. Um, so yeah, yeah. I don't even know why we're talking about this. How did we get to talking about this? Holly, my Leo is wild run when you compare it to my Taurus. Yeah, yeah. Chance is Leo, right? I think Chance is a Leo. I think that's what you said, and you're the Taurus. Yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, I bet y'all have a lot of fun though. But it can get really bad, probably in the past, way past. Linda Goodman talked about love life, uh, insanity. Taurus is too bloody stubborn. Yeah. Honestly, it's gonna be. I mean, Capricorn's my favorite. I was married to one for 20 years. I just it works for me. Like it's so funny because people would ask him, "How did you tie her down?" And he would say, "She's on a chain. She just doesn't realize it because it's so long." For me, anyway. Oh, it's a riot. Yeah, I bet. Okay, so let's see. Water signs in partnerships scare me. Yeah. So I think when I date water signs, it's because they're so psychic and they're not used to their partner being so psychic. And so I call them on their bullshit and they don't like it and they don't know how to run from it. And I put them in very uncomfortable situations because I'll call them out and I'll make them tell their truth. Try a red-headed Taurus teenage girl. Phew. She was a handful at times. He's 41 years. Oh, no, you said, hey, 41 years ain't bad. No, not bad. You know what? I don't even know. I can't even guess. I don't even know. I really can't even guess what it's gonna, if it's even going to be. I don't even know. I just don't know. I don't focus on it. That's why I can't believe that we're talking about it. Like I don't even, I have other things I'm doing. I all three of my top three are like, we're okay. Y'all heard me say this to who was it the other night that had Libra and Sad and Aquarius, right? And I'm like, do you feel the same way that I feel? Like you could go up to the mountains and just never see anybody again and be okay. Like you know, I can go days without talking and I'd be fine. I'm entertaining myself. Right? So it's not a focus for me, but I know that's hard for some people to understand. It's just not even a focus for me. But it's intriguing me that I'm even like discussing it. I don't even know why we're discussing it. But whatever. You're releasing, letting go. Oh, could be, Tammy. Could be. Could be. Earth is too grounded for me. I love air. No, I love earth. They ground me. It's funny because they'll ground me, but they don't have to hold on to me. They just ground me. Just their presence. They don't have to like do anything. Right? Next year I get to unpack my suitcase. So I have that uh to look forerunner to or forward to. Someone comes. I don't know. I really don't. I'll know it when they come, if they come. If you're talking about someone comes for me, I'll know it when I see them if somebody comes, but it's not even a focus for me. So it's just because of what I do and who I am. I'm like, why are we talking about this? Why is this forward to? He said, yeah, I got you. That's right, Santa. I love Santa. I love Santa. He can come. I need presents. Okay, let's look at this full moon for Brittany. She was the one that. So, actually, let me take that back, Brittany. I'm sorry. Polly, did you want to look at the full moon tonight with your transit in your natal chart? And Brittany, I apologize, but Polly, 2 nights. The first night she didn't say anything; she was letting everybody else go. And then the second night they had this flood and she couldn't. Right. So I just want to make sure that we get Polly first. Uh, you need a sugar. Do you know how many men wanted to be my sugar daddy? Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes, Eddie. Probably says, yep, he knows. You have a sugar daddy now? Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I'm a little different. I am my sugar daddy. How about that? I'm my own sugar daddy. It took me a long time to try to get rid of that energy. I just never, I was like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to do that. Good for you. Good for you, Tammy. You deserve a sugar daddy. Good for you. So, Polly, I'd rather you throw a card. You want me to do tarot? I can do tarot for you. Is that what you're saying? Throw a card? That's so weird because I put my cards here tonight. That's weird. Because we're doing astrology. I didn't need my cards. Okay, can we stop talking about my non-existent love life? What's TLP? Send one of those sugar daddies my way. I would like to experience that in this lifetime. I probably don't know any now. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. What's TLP? What is TLP, Polly? Does that mean sorry, please? He's Taurus and too bloody stubborn Canadian. Nice. Good for you. I totally relate to everything you said about dating. I need an earth sign to ground me too, with a long chain also. Oh, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Jan. Yeah, with a long chain. And then I was like, I have a chain? He was like, don't worry about it, honey. It's all right. Listen, I can just say that Capricorns are the best because I was married to one. I mean, take what you will from this. I wouldn't settle down with anybody. And the second I met him, I already knew. And we were together for 20 years. And what's funny is the second he met me, he knew too, but he didn't want to scare me. And I said, well, I knew too, but I didn't want to scare you. Yes, I love Cappies. Oh, gotcha. I was trying to shorten the word, please. That's okay. Gotcha. It's fine. I just wanted to make sure I was getting this correct. So, do you have a question since we're going to throw a card? You just want me to throw the card. I've been getting into your energy while I'm talking. Here, I just said, let's stop talking about my non-existent love life. This is so strange that we're even talking about this. But I'm paying attention. I'm like, why? Because I told y'all, I'm not like everybody else when they meet the love of their lives. I'm like, ooh, I can't play anymore. And by play, I don't mean dating and all that. It just means I can't be carefree anymore. Major events, okay. Focus on major events. Please get into my energy and give me some news. Let me get into Polly's first. Stay into Polly. I'm in hers. Let me stay in Polly's. Polly, I'm hearing really big. Do not give up hope. Do not give up hope. I'm hearing that really big. I know. This is what I'm just translating, and whoever this is saying, I know. Just do not give up hope. I don't know what I know is. I'm just translating what they're saying. Let me look at your now. You have the Six of Pentacles. Oh no, I remember why I wasn't going to do tarot, because I haven't set up my second camera so you guys could see it. I'm going to have to lift the cards. Hold on. What brought you here? Where are you going? What are you not seeing? What do you need to do? And what is the outcome? Okay. So I was asking where your energy was right now. What's going on right now for major events, right? This is covering major events. Yeah. And I'll pull some other cards, but I may not need to. So you have the Six of Pentacles. Now, to me, the Six of Pentacles is not just about balancing your budget or balancing your energy. Like, am I giving too much? Is it draining me? Do I need to pull back? Or am I not giving it enough and I need to focus more on this? It's about the balance of that. But also, the Six of Pentacles is that somebody is coming to help you. And I'm seeing both. I'm seeing the both meanings for you. I'm seeing that you don't feel like you're pushing to you. It's not like you're giving too much energy or giving too much grace or giving too much. What is this? Yeah, you don't see it that way. I'm saying that you're seeing it one way, whatever this thing is. And that you may be thinking that you're not giving too much, but you're giving too much. You need to kind of rest. You need to kind of remember to treat yourself well. But there's some other things that you're not giving enough focus to, and it's almost like, this doesn't sound like you though, but it's almost like you're pretending like it's not there, or you're pretending, maybe pretending is not the right word. It's almost like it will be there. I will focus on it later. And then later comes and you're like, it's okay, I'll focus on it later. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So this is where I'm seeing it both ways. This is your energy now. You do have somebody coming to help. Like somebody offering you, somebody coming to help, right? And I've asked where what made you get into this energy where these major events are coming, right? Or this major event is coming. It's a major event. I asked what got you to that, and you have the Six of Cups. Yeah, so you have the Six of Cups, which means there's somebody or a situation from the past that's coming back. And I feel that, and that's where this is coming from. This is coming from, like, I didn't look at it. You know what you're doing, Polly? You're doing busybody work. I used to call it busybody work, right? You're like, oh my God, this, I got it. I know exactly what you're like, oh my God, I got to get this done. This is really important. I got to get it done. But in the background, you don't really want to do it because it's going to be a lot of work for you to do and a lot of energy that you're going to put into it. So you're like, I got to get it done. but first I got to clean the kitchen, and then I got to go check the dogs, and then I got to go check the land, and then I got to go check the thing, and I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna, and you're just doing busy body work instead of doing the thing that you should be doing. That's what's going on. Does that make sense? And because of it, this situation from the past is what got you here. It's almost like I feel like that big Taurus heart, but I feel like you couldn't believe where you guys are at, where you're at. It's almost like, okay, let's go to the next thing, and the next thing wasn't coming. Does that make sense? Let's go to the next thing, and you know the universe, you know how this works, you know how, and it wasn't working that way. It's completely different. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's this situation in the past that's trying to get resolved because it's the key. You do have some help coming. Then my next was, where are you going with this? It's funny because I asked where you're going with this. So you have some news coming. You have the Page of Cups. You have some news coming. You're going, it's not an offer, but it is news. But I do see with this 6 here that there is somebody, I've already said, somebody's coming to help, or somebody's coming to offer you something. Somebody's coming to, like, don't get mad, Chance, but this is what they're telling me. Like, somebody's coming to be the sugar daddy, right? Not like that, though. It just means, like, they're coming to give you a gift. Okay? And I think her guide is the one that's, like, laughing about it. I see somebody coming to, like, offer you guys something or give you something or help you financially for maybe even this thing. I don't know. Whatever this is, you're getting something. But then you have this Page of Cups, which means you do. You do. This Page of Cups means you do get news about this. And this is something, to me, it's a cups. To me, it's something, I feel relief when it comes. I feel like my one fish turns into, like, can turn into a whole bunch of fish. Okay. But it's one fish, right? So when you get the news or you see the offer, it's not going to be like, oh my God. It's going to be like, okay, that will help. It'll start. It's a start. Because the reason I say that is because I asked, what is she not seeing in this situation? And you got the Ace of Cups, which means it's a start. It's help, right? It's news. They can live in the flooded bathroom. Could be that too. Let me ask about this bathroom. You've got the 4 of Wands with this bathroom. This is going to work out, and he's going to approve it, and you're going to get it all fixed, right? And I feel like you're coming to a time where y'all are going to be really solid. The 4 of Wands to me is like, I've built the foundation, and now I'm putting posts down because I'm about to build some walls. And these are sturdy, right? You're like at the beginning stages of a new phase of your life. I do feel that. But this is specifically about the water, the flooding. Everything's going to work out fine. You know what? I think... Oh, I told you guys I had that last night. Holly, I need you to express more of what you want. Because I'm feeling like that has to do with the flooding. Like the water is so uneven. The emotions, right? Too much, not enough. Too much, not enough. Back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, and push. Okay? I said, oh no. But I feel like this needed to happen because I feel like I don't. Did y'all have like problems with? I don't know. There were some underlying problems in the house that are now going to be fixed because of it. That's what I'm feeling. And so also asked, well, what should she do in these situations, right? In these events, these things that are happening, right? And you got the strength card. So, haven't heard that before. Have you, Polly? Uh, Chance, I don't know. I thought so. It had something to do with it. Yeah. It's like, I need you to like express. Yeah. And you know what, Chance? I need you to express. Because, yeah, you'll express because you're the Leo, but I need you to express like you once expressed it before. Like back in the day. You know the days I'm talking about that we were talking about on the phone? I need you to be in that energy. Because that's like gonna get y'all through this. So you have the strength card, which means this could go either way, which means you decide that this is the way it's gonna go. I know for so long we have all of us have been torn down, have been lost our confidence, have been like what I thought was working, what it used to work, doesn't work anymore. I'm lost. I don't know what to do, right? I need y'all to get back into that. I need you to remember that you're directing this life. It's not directing you. For a long time, a lot of us we felt like we had no choice and we had to sit back and let life happen to us because we had a lot of things going on, right? In the last 10 years, in the last 12 years. We're finishing a 12-year cycle. It's time to get going again. I need you to step into your real self. I need you to step into that wonderful Taurian badass. I'm not taking no for an answer. As Chance steps into his Leo, right? The strength card. Dig into the loving her blessings and still feeling in the wrong places. Yeah. You're saying me dig into it? Or you're digging? You're digging? So here's the thing. I asked, what's the overall? What's the outcome? What's the theme? What does she need to know? Right? Other than what, so this is what you're not seeing, which remember, it's an ace of cups. It's an ace. It's the beginning. He's saying they need to move. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Your overall theme is that you have the ace of wands. So to me, I know you guys are so experienced and you've done so much in your life and so much in the world. I know this, right? But what you're trying to create is something brand new, and you are at the beginning. But this beginning is, you've already worked with this energy of fire where it's almost like Chance could not touch anything. When he did, it would turn to gold, right? You have that same thing. You touch him, he touches the thing, it turns into gold, right? That's what y'all are used to, but you're going to be starting at the beginning, if that makes any sense. So it goes back to this thing that comes, this way that comes, this opportunity that comes, this almost like a shocker that it comes. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm about to drop $1 million in your lap. It's going to be like, oh, I'm going to drop $100,000 in your lap, but then it's going to become $1 million. Does that make sense? It's like that. It's the beginning. It does take action. It has fire in it. Depends on Are you going to stroke the fire right? Are you going to guard the fire? Are you going to make it blow up? What are you going to do with it? That makes sense? Yeah. We all spout where we're planted. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we get it. Okay, perfect. Yep, there you go. All right. I'm not doing tarot tonight. I just wanted to do Polly because Polly didn't get to do astrology the other night and then last night either. So I'll probably do tarot next week sometime. I won't take the whole week to do it, but I got to set up the second camera. So I hope that helps, Polly. So Brittany. Hey everyone, full moon. So big and magical. Oh wow, nice. We have battled for years. Yeah. Chance, I need you to remember who you were. I have a feeling that you think that wasn't the right way of who you were. And that's exactly who you need to be right now. That's the message I'm getting for you, Chance. By the way, I cannot believe I forgot this. Karina bought me coffee. And Kanika, I am going to lunch tomorrow. And I will be... No, I'm sorry. I'm going to dinner. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? I'm going to dinner. And that is Tammy. And then the next one will be Kanika. Kanika, thank you so much for buying me coffee. It's enough to buy me some lunch. So I'm going to buy me some lunch next week. And Karina, thank you so much for buying me coffee. I appreciate it. Thank you guys all who have watched my videos. There's a video of mine. I guess you can call it going viral. I'm used to my old videos that do 50 and 100,000, but that was in the old days. But this one's going like a couple thousand in 2 days. So, or 1,000 in 2 days. So, thank you guys so much. It's because of you that I get to do this Monday through Friday. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for coming in every night, for letting me talk to you, for engaging, for giving me hearts, for doing all of that. All of that helps, for having private readings with me. When I begin to put out my herbs, which is coming close, all of you that get that, like, thank you. I'm trying, all this stuff is like me rebuilding my life, and you guys know what we're gonna do. I'm looking for a facility. I found one piece of land. I'm gonna find two more. And I mean, it's moving along way faster than I thought it was gonna move along. Um, so thank you again, and I appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. Brittany, didn't I do your chart already? Like, if I did it, I think I have you on my... Let me look. Yeah. Wait, are you? No, you're not Brittany Noonan, right? Yeah, you pulled it up for me. Are you Noonan? I guess I shouldn't have said that. Oh, okay. Okay. I just want to make sure I got the right person. Okay, here we go. Bodies change, but the eyes never change. Yes. I just need you to stop fighting yourself. Stop fighting yourself. Just be who you are, who you were. Incorporate who you were into who you are. Say that. Okay, Brittany, let's look. Yes, all the years after Brittany. Uh, yeah, all the years after Brittany and Taina. Okay, so October 16th. Let's do October 17th. Hold on. It's going to be at um, and, uh, hold on. It's supposed to be at like 4, but I don't know why it's not doing that. Okay. I'm trying to get it like right on there. Sorry. It's taking a minute. There we go. Okay. Here it is. hmm Yeah. Hmm. If anybody hears me that's in Texas, that sees me and watches me, if you're by chance in Poly and you can help them as they go through this, they need some hot water. They need some water, right? So, okay. So, your Libra rising, this full moon, ooh, is in your seventh house of relationships. Yeah, and this, ooh. So, this North Node, did I tell you about this when we saw each other in private reading? That North Node is right on top of your power fortune. There's some really good luck coming from you if you behave like an Aries and do you first. Because I haven't I haven't talked about the power of fortune a lot. I wanted to do a video. I think I'm just going to do it in live and explain it. But when a planet or a like the North Node, which is a point, right? It's the North Node. It's a point. It's over your power fortune. So this is the space. Your power fortune is where you have your fortune, where you have your abundance, where but the point at which the power fortune is where you need to be you, right? So like for me, my power fortune is in Leo, right? So that means I have to be a Leo for it to make me abundant like that. But it only happens when either someone else has a planet and it goes on to that point, or the transiting planets go on to that point. So basically, when something hits that point, it activates, and you have to be that. That it's like that's where your abundance is. That's where your luck is. That is where your opportunity is. That is where things come easy for you, right? So, like that's where you're at your best. So you're at your best at 6 degree Leo. I mean 6 degree Aries, right? You have the full moon going on in that house. It's not over that house, but you have this north node activating it, right? This full moon is telling all of us you need to put yourself first right now. You need to have the boundaries. You need to work with these, how do I say this, wounds. Yeah. It's like understanding that this wound is not going to completely heal, but you will get through it as you understand more of your identity. Does that make sense? Okay. So you have a lot of luck coming here. Brittany says, no, it didn't. We didn't talk about that. You have a lot of luck right here coming already. It's not even coming. It's there. So you need to put yourself first. Right now, it's not just you, it's everybody. But right now, the image I keep getting, I got last night too. When the mask comes down, if you're on a plane and it's crashing and the mask comes down, they don't tell you to put it on your children first. They tell you to put it on yourself first and then help others. This is where we're at. This is where you need to be. You first and then the others. And for you, that's specifically you first and then your children. You first and then your husband. You cannot do this all by yourself. You've tried. You've got to put your mask on. You've got to take care of yourself. You've got to make some choices that include you first. Okay? There's a trine here to your Lilith. See this trine with Chiron? Lilith is a badass. She does not take any shit from anybody, right? She is here to give you a gift she's here to give you a gift because you've been a badass, right? There is this, let's see. So it's 7th house. This has to do with relationships, this business, love, whatever, children, whatever, any type of relationship, right? You have to come first and then help them. Does that make sense? You have transiting Lilith. So this is Lilith when you were born. This is where she's at now. She's in your first house of Libra. There is a balance there, but you need to come first. You're used to having others come first, right? With that Libra. You're used to having step aside and let others go first, right? That's been like a theme for everybody. I need y'all to step into your, this is so weird. I need y'all to step into your villain self. I need y'all to like, and this is the thing is y'all weren't villains. It's just where you think you were your worst. And I'm trying to tell you that right now you need that ego. All of us. We have things to do. We have to push through. There's no more of this love and light and la 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 kumbaya. It's not the time. Our enemy, if you have an enemy, is getting stronger and so must you. The thing is you're already the strongest. You've just neglected that part. I need you to incorporate your vigor, your ambition, your all these things that you have been told are wrong, and to be a spiritual person, you can't do that. Bullshit. It's bullshit. I need you to like get mad. I need you to think of you first. I need you to do that, all of you. Does that make sense? I am glad you said that. I need to put myself first. It's almost permission, if you know what I mean. Yes, I do. I do. Hi, Athena. I need all of y'all to step it up in that way. I need all of y'all to, like, I want y'all to think of it this way. This is the way they're showing me. We think those things that society has told us, that's not right. You shouldn't be doing that. That's the wrong thing to do. Why did you have to be such a bitch? Why do you have to be such an asshole? Why do you have to be so direct? Why do you have to? That's too much. That's not how you act. This is not the way you should be. You should be more cordial. You should be more blah blah blah. All of that, and because of that, we think that was wrong. We think that was the bad part of us. That was not the bad part of you. That's what society has told you is the bad part of you. That's what society wants us to think. You were ambitious. You were driven. You got what you wanted. You didn't harm people. Maybe you hurt some feelings, but you didn't harm people. But if you listen to society, they'll tell you that we did, and we haven't. You're a good soul. You need to incorporate that other side of you because you have neglected the other side of you, and this is what's put us all in the position that we're in of lack, of non-abundance. And that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. I need you all to step it up. I need you to remember who you are. I need you to quit with the bullshit about love and light. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's caused you to neglect who you really are. And that's my whole point of everything. You need to remember who you are. You need to remember that you are a supreme, superior being. You're not the only one, but you are that. I need you to remember that you can and will have abundance. I need you to remember that you danced with the devil and came back. I need you to remember those things from yourself. I need you to stop with the, oh, is it the right thing to do? Am I being, no, bullshit. No more. I need you to take care of yourself first because that's where it comes from. I've already told you guys, you don't think about where you want to resonate. You resonate, and that's it. But they have told us that it's wrong to be this way. Stop listening to what they say. Does that make sense? Like, this is why Lilith is so active in everybody right now. She's like, bullshit. Don't listen to them. Listen, and don't even listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. You know what's inside of you. You've suppressed it, but I need you to bring it back out. There's something in being driven. There's something in being hyper focused. There is something in being happy. There is something in being having laughter. There's something in having all of this energy and moving around. Like, that's all creation. And because we've been knocked down so much and told over and over, we're learning, but we started to believe the BS. I need you to stop. I need you to stop believing in the BS. I need you to come back to your center. You have all of your answers. That's what this full moon's about. Your independence. What's going to make you happy? You've done enough already for the people that you had in your lives, for the people that you've lost in your lives, for the people that you had in your careers, for the people that you've lost in your careers, for all of that. You've already done all that. It's you time. And even though it seems selfish, it's part of where we're going to get to. We have to learn to resonate with our authentic self before we can. It just automatically spreads out when we do it. It's just how we work, right? So that's why Lilith is here, right? Yeah, I'm seeing I'm seeing that for you. Relationships. And look at the South Node. You've done this before with the South Node here in your first house, where you're too diplomatic. What's new to you, North Node, is you coming first. So that's what you need to do. There is some closure that you need to understand so that you can do this. This is not going to be easy because you have Chiron here, but you can work with Chiron. Okay, does that make sense? All right, on to the next one. I hope that helps, Brittany. I think it was Taina. I think that's who it was. And I know I've never done her because she's new. Hello. Okay. I need your I need your birthday, I need your birth location, and I need your birth time. So, all right, your name, what city? Yeah, just your birth location, your birth date, and your birth time. So I need city, state, and country. 12/31 73. Nice. Thank you, Cindy. I really do have to put myself first. I just love to take care of others too, but it certainly is draining. I know. 12/31. You were in New York. Is it New York? New York. Okay. There we go. Okay. And birthday is 12/31, 1973. Gotcha. Birth time is 6:05 a.m. Okay. Is this you, Taina? Are you a Sagittarius rising, a Virgo sun, and a Pisces moon? Okay. Let me look at this transit. Wheel. Where's this Aries? Okay. I'm going to try to make it exact because let me see if that works. My grandbaby's singing. Oh my God, I thought I did it. Now, okay, there we go. Okay. 16, no. This sounds. So there Taina, there are parts of you. This is the deepest part of you. This is the part that you may not. Yeah, you're a Sag rising. You probably don't show anybody this part. This is the deep. This is how you. This is how you really feel, but you would never say that to people because you would offend. You think that you would offend them, or it's too much, or they wouldn't understand, or it's not even. It's not even worth it. Does that make sense? This is a Sagittarius. Okay, that's the Sagittarius. And this, I'm sorry, I said, did I say Virgo? It's the Capricorn sun and a Pisces moon. Yeah, Capricorn sun. See that sun right here? This is your birth chart on the inner side. And this is where the planets are right now on the 17th. Okay. I think I said Virgo and I meant Capricorn. So you're Capricorn sun, a Sagittarius rising or Sagittarius ascending, and then you are a Pisces moon. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking. This moon is opposing Lilith. So your moon is almost a, well, yeah. No, it's opposing the sun. Sorry, hold on. How come this is showing me this way? I'm sorry, it's just showing me that way. It's not. 27 degrees in Libra. That's close to your Jupiter. But what I was drawn to was here because this is who you are at your core. Like this is your deeper part that you don't show, like I said. Um and you have Chiron right there. You have a deep wound, a deep wound that you have not let anybody see. I don't even know if you've let anybody know. Does that make sense? There's a deep wound here. And you may not even know what it is because this could be, I don't think it is though. Is this correct? I have to say this part because as I'm trying to look over here, I'm getting like I keep getting drawn back here, and that's why this was. I have a few. This one's deep. This one's like okay, it could be a few, but I'm just saying there's this part that you have not revealed to anybody because it's such a deep wound that I feel like you don't even want to discuss it. You don't even want to look at it. You don't even want to know. You want to forget it. But it's the key. And with Chiron retrograding over here, like it's like the transit, you've done a Chiron return, right? And it's going to transit back over it. And so I know this thing has probably come up for you. And this is why, like, your guides aren't even letting me go anywhere but here. That's why I was like, wait, why are they showing me this? It's because they need me to come back here. This is your key to your happiness. Yeah, it could be. This is deep. This is a deep part of you. So here's how we can, how we, this, here's how we can see. Is there something that you felt, some event, even when you were little, or it keeps happening over and over again, where it's almost like you're in the wrong place at the wrong time and this always keeps happening to you, but you won't discuss it with anybody, and it is a wound there, and it will feel sore. And you're 1973, so you may have gone through it already, right? But has that stopped happening to you, whatever this is, right? Does that make sense? If you understand that there was a way that, like, this stuff kept happening to you, or this trauma kept coming about, or this, like, I haven't done anything, why am I attracting these type of people, kind of thing, or why does this always happen to me, or why has that stopped happening? So this part of you, again, remember, this is all about you, right? This part of you is your deepest part, and there is a wound here. And usually Chiron isn't discussing other lifetimes. Pluto discusses other lifetimes. This is usually this lifetime. Okay. Okay. The reason this is important is because you're about to finish this. This is why they're having me say all this. Okay. Again, Pluto is the subconscious, and he'll deal with lifetimes, future and past, right? But not Chiron. Chiron's here. So the reason this is important is because this Chiron, the transiting Chiron, remember I said when the moment you were born, this is where Chiron was. And this is a roadmap. It's to help you understand there is this deep wound that you have to get through and learn to work with. Okay? Now, because there's a deep wound you have to get through and learn to work with, your external will become that. So there were things happening, or ways of people doing things, or whatever this trauma was, right? It's not just trauma, it's a wound. And it's a physical wound. It can be a physical wound, right? And maybe for the longest time you didn't want to discuss it because, again, you're 1973, right? I'm 69, 1969, by the way. So you've already had one Chiron return, and you probably went through that. These things were coming up. This wound was coming up, and you learned to work with it. But there is a part that isn't finished, and that's in your second round of Chiron, right? And it's in your fourth house. It has to do with where you came from. It has to do with what you believed, or what you were told to believe, and then fought that for a long time. And you may be trying to, like, figure out, do I still believe in that, or have I got my own belief in that, or it has to do with your lineage, basically. That makes sense. And because the moon is here, it's a full moon, right? There is a releasing that you're going to do, right, in this full moon that has to do with this deep wound. That's what I'm getting at. I know that was a long way around it, but I had to say what they were saying. Does that make sense? Without getting too personal, because this is a deep wound. I just am letting you know that you have the energy is working with you right now for this full moon to allow you to really let this go. It'll always be a little bit sore. This is how I explain Chiron. Because you're brand new, I'm going to explain Chiron. The wound that Chiron is, the type of wound, it's like me losing my husband after 20 years of marriage, right? He crossed over. I will never get over that, right? I will never, that will always hurt. But I've worked through the grieving process. I've understood it's still there. It doesn't hurt as much, but it's still sore. And as I've understood it and learned to work with it, I now help people with it. That's Chiron. That makes sense? I feel there's something I need to release to move on, but don't know what my blockage is. Okay. Yeah. So if you understand that that's the way Chiron is, that's like a Chiron wound. That's the best way I can explain the Chiron wound. It's never going to be okay that I lost my husband and became a widow, that I lost my best friend and I'm now single, right? That's never going to be okay for me. But I've understood it and grieved it and worked through it, and now I help people with it. Okay? All right. So that's what your release is going to be. Let's do Pam, and then I'm going to get going because we're already going into 2 hours. So we're going to do Pam. Gemini Sun, 7th house, Sagittarius ascending, Capricorn Moon in the 2nd house. Pam, can you give me your information? I hope this helps, Taina. I'm going to do Pam. I need your birth. Yeah. Your birth date, your birth location, and your birth time. And then after Pam, we're going to go. And I am probably going to do it again tomorrow. So if you like this, if you enjoy this, if maybe I'll call on you, come back tomorrow. Okay. Oh, you're a Gemini. That's right. Milwaukee. Wisconsin. June 10th, 1952, 6:04 p.m. Okay, good. Okay, Pam, is this you? Sag rising, Capricorn moon, and Gemini sun, and Gemini sun. Oh, you're like, yeah. Oh, wow. Huh. Did you ever have an identity crisis? Like, I'm thinking you got that Venus, Sun, Mercury there in the 7th house, but you're really a sad. And then the Capricorn moon. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh, and you have Pluto in your 9th next year. Oh, well, that's good. Oh, you really are ending your Pluto trauma. You got that South node and that Pluto right next to each other. Wow. Yep. No, you're not a mess. But I see this is awesome right here. Because it's Pluto ninth house, which means in past lives you were persecuted for what you believed. You were stunted. You weren't allowed to say, or you were. I mean, it just think of like the Salem witches, and even before then, stuff like that. You weren't allowed to express your belief system for whatever reason. It could have been a class thing. It could have been a culture thing. It could have been whatever. I wouldn't know until we put you under. But yeah, I'm seeing that you're ending that. And I'm seeing that you did this with this South Node here. I'm seeing that you did this several times. This happened to you several times. Several lifetimes this happened to you. Several lifetimes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what you have to do, so here, because it's Pluto Leo, but it's ninth house. It's like you wanted to be outspoken about your belief system. You believed in it so entirely true. And it's almost like somebody betrayed you, but you were loud and boisterous about it, and you could have been killed for it. But this doesn't just happen once, it's happened several times. And what you must do, it happened enough times that you started not. So do you feel like in this lifetime, do you feel like I want to say it, but I don't feel comfortable saying it, and you don't really know why you don't feel comfortable saying it, even though you know you want to say it, what you believe. That makes sense? Okay, good. Good. I'm glad you've gotten through this. Yeah, it looks like you're about to. Well, you may have already, but it looks like you clear this Pluto trauma because it is your South Node. You've done this a lot of times, um, and the way to do it is to be very unique, very quirky, very weird, very, and to say it very. Yeah, that's the way a lot of us felt. But I just told y'all I need y'all to step it up. Your moon is in your second house, so unless you believe it, unless you feel it, you're not going to do it. Mm, good. Step it up. I need everybody to step it up. Okay. Let's look here. I don't know why it keeps taking us back to get on my nerves. Six. There we go. Okay. Everybody has this Chiron thing going on. So Pam, I don't know if you've heard me before, if you've been here before, but the difference between the Chiron wound and the Pluto wound is that Pluto is psychological and Chiron is physical, right? So Pluto's been really for the last what 10 years through everything that you thought you knew about yourself, just it blew up. It just blew up. The people that you had, the way that you knew, the money that you made, the systems that you linked, all of that just blew up. And it's just coming back together. Does that make sense? Yeah, you had it really hard in this house. Even the way you made your money, like, changed. But we're not going to talk about that. I just wanted to, like, let you know that's coming to an end. about to like get some help here if you haven't already. So, this full moon for you is about. That's funny. I'm hearing, you see that? So, I'm hearing from one of your guides, or maybe your higher self. It's like you see the Chiron. She's always going to. So, it's weird. Why? Why? Oh, because you have a Capricorn. Because I'm like, why does she feel moody? So it's almost like you're trying to find your happiness here. Like you don't want to be so jaded and you don't want to, but you can't help it. It's this Capricorn moon. Because you're a Saggy rising. You should, like, no, you should. You already do. You understand that there are bigger things. You understand that just because these things happen doesn't mean that you always have to be Eeyore, if that makes from Winnie the Pooh. Like you understand that on a deeper level, the way I'm going to explain it, you may not like use this verbiage, but I'm like, you understand that this is a play and that you're playing a character. Like, you understand this. I'm not telling you anything new. You understand this. But even so, you still have this moodiness. There's something that you are letting go, having to do with Aries. Again, your independence. Again, oh, so had you always the things you enjoy or the things that give you pleasure or the events that give you pleasure or the people having around giving you pleasure, like do those, I know that sounds bad but that's not what I mean. It's like, have you always been very appeasing to them and then never allowed yourself to have those things? Because I'm seeing that you're finding that. I'm seeing that you are finally understanding that you come first, right? Like you're actually understanding it. Okay. And I am seeing that are you letting go of a group too? Or are you getting better at groups? It's networking. It's networking. I almost feel like you wanted to be a Leo. This is the way to explain it. I almost feel like you wanted to be, you know, that it take the happiness is like, if I could just be a Leo and everybody's attracted to me and I have things to say and everybody's interested and I'm the life of the party and blah, 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 right? But that's not what happens, right? Because of where you came from, because of how you were raised, because of the way you saw things, right? And so I'm feeling that finally you're actually seeing what it is that makes you happy. For the longest time, you couldn't see it. For the longest time, you thought somebody else made you happy, or other people made you happy, or other things made you happy, or other events made you happy. And you're realizing there's a happy that happiness is a choice that you have within you. And that happiness is a perspective. It's a perception. It's like what makes me happy doesn't make you happy. That's why we can't define that, right? That's why we can't say, well, if you have this, this is going to make you happy. No, we it's different for everybody. You have your own unique perspective. And I think you're realizing that. Yeah. Yeah. But there's something here that's going to take that even further. Okay? Because this is a closure and this is an old wound that keeps coming up and it's in your fifth house. Okay. Yeah, this is an old wound that keeps coming up. And so maybe you're going to pivot a little way. Maybe you're going to come to a different understanding about how to work with it. Yeah. You've had a lot of luck recently. You need to watch my Uranus retrograde one because you've got three planets right here. So the Sun and Mercury, along with this Jupiter retrograde. So your fifth house is where you create. Your fifth house is your creation. Your fifth house is your romance. Um, it's a lot of different things, but those are the two main things. Your children are in the fifth house. So there's like this old wound that has to do with either your children, your romance, how you create, what you create, your pleasure, your happiness. It's that house. And there is this old wound here. And I'm thinking, well, I mean, that they just showed me it's because of how it was when you were a child. Like you weren't allowed. I almost feel like it was too strict. Yeah, it could be something you're wanting to create over here in this 11th house, which is groups, networking, internet, the future. It's an Aquarius house. Let me look at where Mars is. So Mars is in your eighth. Are you working on a contract? Are you working at starting something new? I've always been creative. My relationship with men have sucked. Boundaries right here. Gemini. So your seventh house is Gemini and it's got Venus in there. This is about your boundaries being, yeah. This is about your boundaries. You need to like have better boundaries, or you needed to. Um, hmm. Yeah, you're too adaptable in relationships. Like you let them get away with way too much, and they do try it. They do try it. They see you as very beautiful, but then they don't take it seriously, and they see you as one to get over on. Yeah, yeah. With that Venus, that Sun, and that Mercury, because it's almost like even if you knew they were lying, you wouldn't say it. You would just let them see it, and you would just watch and see how far they would take it. And they're thinking you're just not seeing it, but you've seen it. Okay. Yeah, I know. Hmm. That's all I'm seeing for you right now. North node, south node. Yeah, we already talked about that. Yep, that's it. You do have some stuff coming in this 29-degree. It's Scorpio. You probably had some stuff coming. You've had some opportunity coming. You didn't see it. You are about to see it. About to go into Sandy. Let me say, when that comes in, just be adventurous. Your hell right here is Jupiter. You need to go watch that Jupiter. I mean, that Uranus, not Jupiter, sorry. You have Uranus in the sixth house. You need to go back and watch my Uranus video. It explains it. Yeah. It's caused you to be unstable in your sixth house, and your belief system has something to do with it. So there are no planets here except for Uranus retrograde. But you were born with no planets in this sixth house. So it's Taurus. And what happens to Taurus when they don't agree with something? They get stuck. So whatever's going on with you in your health, it's because you're stuck in your way and you think your way is right and you don't care what anybody says and it's going to be that. And because it's that and your soul knows differently, you're having a misalignment. Yeah. Yeah. I don't see anything in here that says other than the Uranus retrograde. Yeah. Check out that video because it explains that. Okay. All right, everybody. I am going to get going. I think we're going to do this tomorrow, but who knows? Who knows? No, I think we're going to do this tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys very much for coming in tonight. Thank you for letting me do these charts. Thank you for being with me every night. Thank you, Polly. Thank you, Taina. I hope you come back. Thank you, Pam. I hope you come back. Thank you, Tammy. Always, always here, Tammy. And any of you guys that, who am I missing? Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Athena. Thank you, Chance. Let me see who else that's usually here. Thank you, Ellen. She's gone. Thank you, Jennifer, for being here. Let me see who else. I'm trying to catch everybody that's here. Everybody that makes the effort every night from Monday through Friday to be with me. I so appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mauve Moon. Who else? Thank you, Triple Gemini, if she's still here. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Anyway, I love you, love you, love you. I will see you on the next one. Bye.